Okay. Uh, Strength of an association rule we can measure in terms of its support and confidence. Second assignment I've given, and you just start working on it. Okay, and prepare for IA also. So support will determine how often a rule is applicable to a given data set, whereas confidence determines how frequently a particular item in Y appear in transactions that contain X. Because we have two, isn't it? X and Y disjoint sets. So confidence determines how frequently the items in Y will appear in transaction that contain X, and support determines how often a rule is applicable to a given data set. So the formal definitions of these metrics are as follows: sigma of X union Y by N, whereas this confidence is sigma of X union of Y by sigma of X. So it is how frequent Okay, these two formulas are for support and confidence. Okay. So an example for this, if we consider the rule milk diapers, the person who tries to buy milk and diapers will also tend to buy beer. So if this is a rule, we have to check the support count for this milk, diapers and beer in the table whatever we have. So we have, let's go to that table here. So milk, diapers and beer, we have it in two transactions, isn't it? See here, milk, diapers, beer, and the one who tend to buy milk and diaper will also be willing to buy beer as well. So in these two transactions we have milk, diaper and beer. So we have two transactions. Okay, that's what we have taken here. So we have two transactions. So support count is 2 for this. Okay, and the total number of transactions is 5, as you have observed here. How many transactions we have here? We have 5 transactions. 1 2 3 4 5 transactions. So the support count will be 0.4. Is that clear? Not that tough. The support count is nothing but a rule which is applicable to a given data set. The rule says that the one who buys milk and diapers will also tend to buy beer, and we will look into that. The transactions which contain milk, diapers and beer are 2 number of transactions out of 5. So if we will divide that, we'll get 0.4. So this is your support count, right? Clear? Maybe you'll have problems on this for your IA. Your IAs are scheduled. Second IA is scheduled from 28th onwards. Okay. So let's finish the third unit also, and I'll give you assignment questions for third unit. Prepare for that as well, because you will have half of the second unit, third unit full, and quarter of the fourth unit for your second IA. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The confidence. So the rules confidence is obtained by dividing the support count for this milk, diaper and beer by the support count for this milk and diaper. So we have this you consider as X and this consider as Y set. Both are disjoint, isn't it? And that is, as we discussed here, both are disjoint sets. Both are disjoint sets where intersection will be null. That's what is said here. The rules confidence obtained by taking the support count for this by dividing that by support count for milk and diapers. So as we know, since there are 3 transactions that contain milk and diapers, so the confidence rule will be 2 by 3. So we have milk, diapers and beer, 2 transactions, milk and diapers, 3 transactions. So 2 by 3 is 0.67. So that gives you the confidence. Let's check here how many milk and diapers we have. Milk and diaper is appearing here, here and here. Transaction number 3, 4 and 5. So 2, that is milk diapers beer divided by 3. Milk diapers and milk diapers will give you the support count. Sorry, rules confidence. Is that clear? Simple, isn't it? So support count means we have to just check how many transactions are there which contain all these items, and then confidence is whole thing divided by, this is x union y. See the formula here, x union y. So we have taken x union y by the support count for milk and diapers, x. So this is x. This is your x, this is your y. So we have x, sigma of x union y divided by sigma of x, that is 2 by 3, which is 0.67. And support count, we have x union y by number of transactions. So x union y, all 3 items are present in 2 transactions, and n is the total number of transactions. The formula we are applying and just finding the support and confidence. Clear? When you are doing your aptitude and other things, these things are very simple for you. Already you are preparing for your placements, isn't it? You have classes also. Are the placement classes going on or got over?
It was only for 9 days, ma'am.
Got over?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's just a simple thing which by looking at that only you can just read by yourself or understand by yourself. So why do we use this support and confidence? Support, it's an important measure because a rule that has very low support may occur simply by chance, because we have discussed this already. Sometimes the patterns will be by chance, some patterns will be regular, but some patterns will be very rare. It would have happened by chance. We should not waste time on finding or doing the association analysis on those patterns which have occurred by chance, right? For that we have the support. So support is an important measure because a rule that has very low support low support may occur simply by chance. So a low support rule is also likely to be uninteresting from a business perspective because it may not be profitable to promote items that customers will like to buy together. Okay, so we will just neglect those which have very low support rule. And confidence, on the other hand, measures the reliability of the inference made by a rule. We first form a rule, isn't it? So we have to check whether that particular rule is reliable, whether it is guaranteed. For that we have this confidence. So confidence will measure the reliability of the inference. For a given rule, x tends to y, the higher the confidence, the more likely it is for y to be present in transaction that contain x. Okay. So confidence also provides an estimate of the conditional probability of y given x. It also gives you an estimate of the conditional probability of y given x. Right? Yes. So association rule mining. So the association rule mining problem, it's a problem actually which will be stated as follows. So we have an example of association. Given a set of transactions, we have to find rules that will predict the occurrence of an item based on the occurrences of other items in the transaction. So association rule discovery, if you are given with a set of transactions, you have to find all the rules that will support this particular have support which is greater than some minimum support and the confidence which is greater than some minimum confidence thresholds, and we use some brute force approach for that. So we have to just find out the occurrence of an item based on the occurrence of other items in the transaction. So we have this example of association rule. So those who these are nothing but those who tend to buy diapers will also tend to buy this. Milk and bread, eggs and co, beer and bread, milk. So implication is nothing but co-occurrence. They may tend to buy this also. Okay, it's not casuality. So this is that is looking into this. They have just done this association rule. See, if you will see here, diaper, we have that in common. See, diaper, beer, diaper, beer, diaper, beer. So 3 times it is occurring. So they made that. So those who tend to buy diaper will also tend to buy beer. And when we look into this, bread milk we are not finding. On the other hand, let's check whether milk and bread milk. Okay, we have bread milk in common, and we have this eggs and coke which are being purchased. Okay, so as we move on with the examples, it will be more clear for us. Let's move on. So let's look into the let's look into the definition. Item set, we have a collection of one or more items. See here, we are finding definition for this frequent item set. Okay, item set, it's a collection of one or more items. So example could be this. So k item set means an item set that contains k items, and we have support count sigma, that is frequency of occurrence of an item set. That is, we have this milk, bread, diaper which is appearing twice, and support is, okay, they have just summarized it, fraction of transaction that contains an item set, that is 2/5. As I said, this in how many days appearing out of how many transactions, capital N, the number of transactions. And frequent item set, an item set whose support is greater than or equal to minimum support threshold, as I said. Okay, whose support is greater than or equal to minimum support threshold is your frequent item set. And association rule. One second. So we have this, an implication expression of this form x tends to y, where x and y are item sets, and rule evaluation matrix, fraction of transaction that contain both x and y, and confidence how item. We discussed all this, and they have just is just shown summarized here whatever is discussed. And this is again the same thing. There it was in different slides, so there I've just put in, it's just put in single slide how it is done. Association rule discovery. So given a set of transactions T, find all the rules having support which is greater than or equal to minimum support value, and confidence which is greater than or equal to minimum confidence, where both minimum supply and minimum confidence are the corresponding support and confidence threshold. So we have some minimum threshold fixed. So we have to find a set of transactions, and we have to, given a set of transactions, we have to find all the rules which will do which will have support and confidence which is greater than or equal to their corresponding threshold values. So we have this brute force approach. You are you know what is brute force approach, because you have done long back. So the brute force approach for mining association rules, data mining association rules, is to compute the support and confidence for every possible rule. For every possible rule, we try to find the support and confidence. This approach is prohibitively expensive because we try to find for each and every possible rule means it becomes expensive because exponentially many rules that can be okay because as I said it because there are this approach is prohibitively expensive because there are exponentially many rules that can be extracted from a data set. We have to list all possible association rules. We have to compute the support and confidence for each rule, and we have to, after computing, we have to check those and remove those rules which fail to support the minimum threshold value of support and confidence, isn't it? So using brute force approach, this is a problem. And when it comes to computational complexity, given D unique items, the total number of item sets what you can have is 2 to the power of D. When it comes to the computational complexity, if you are given with D unique items, suppose for a particular data set you have D unique items, and the total number of item sets which can be generated is 2 to the power of D. Okay, the item sets will be 2 to the power of D, and the total number of possible association rules, I just said it grows exponentially. See how it is, they have just shown it is using this formula, 2 to the power of D minus 2 to the power of D plus 1 plus 1. So when we will solve this, we'll get D as 6, and the rules which we have, association rules, the number of association rules will be 602 rules. So if we try to find minimum support and threshold value, we are just wasting time, and after finding if they are not matching some threshold value, that minimum support and minimum confidence value, then it's just expensive, isn't it? So more than 80% of the rules are discarded because after applying the minimum support threshold value, which is 20%, and minimum confidence value, which is 50% in that case, in this case, it comes to that. So most of the computation becomes wasted. Hence, in order to avoid performing needless computation, it will be easy, it would be useful to prune the rules early without having to compute their support and confidence values. We'll remove those we'll remove those rules so that we need not have to waste time in computing their support and confidence. Pruning. Okay, so finding association rules. See example they have taken. So a milk, diaper, the support and confidence of different rules. What they have just taken these rules and they have calculated here the different support and confidence value. So all the above rules are binary partitions of the same data set, milk, diaper and beer. That only, only these three. They have taken milk, diaper and beer, and they have done partition among them only. So when it was done, so even though you have rules which are originating from the same item set, the item set which is considered here is milk, diaper and beer, isn't it? We have only 3 items in this, milk, diaper and beer. Even though we have taken only 3 item set, they are identical, item set is identical, but they have different support confidence values. If you will check here, see, we have a different confidence value here. The support value is same, but confidence value is, hence we may decouple the support and confidence requirements, hence it becomes very much important for us to just decouple the support and confidence requirements. So in order to this becomes an initial step towards improving the performance of association rule, because as we have seen here, support is same but confidence is different. So let's decouple them so that it will be improving the performance of association rule for mining algorithms. And this rule is only depending on the support of the corresponding item set, X union Y. So if the item set is infrequent, so the candidate rules can be pruned immediately without. Okay, we'll look into that. Mining association rules. A common strategy which is adopted by many of the association rule mining algorithms is that to decompose the problem into two major subtasks. So given a problem, we'll just divide the problem into two major subtasks. That is frequent item set generation. The objective of this is to find all items that satisfy the minimum support threshold. These items will be called as frequent item set. That is, we should generate all item sets whose support value is greater than or equal to some threshold, minimum support. And rule generation. So we will generate high confidence rules from each frequent set item because we have the frequent set item generation here. So we'll generate high confidence rules from each frequent set item where each rule is a binary partitioning of the frequent item set. So here the objective will be to extract all the high confidence rules from this frequent item set. Okay, we will try. Here we have generated a frequent item set. So our objective here in rule generation will be to extract all the high confidence rules from the frequent item set. And these rules will be called as strong rules. Okay, and we call them as strong rules. But the computational requirement for this frequent item set generation is generally expensive when compared to your rule generation. So frequent item set generation will only be more expensive than rule generation. So what is the efficient technique for generating these frequent item set and association rules? Those we'll discuss in the next section. Okay, here we have 6.2 where we will be 6.2 and 6.3 where we will discuss what are the techniques which are required or what are the techniques which are used for generating this frequent item set and association rules. So we have covered with 6.1. Let's move on to 6.2. You have 6.1 to 6.7 as a part of your module 3. So this is frequent item set generation. So given D items, if you are given with the D items, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Given D items, there are 2 to the power of D possible candidate item set. So we have possible candidate 2 to the power of D possible candidate item sets. Power of D. Okay. Okay. So frequent item set generation. So we are moving on to 6.2. The frequent item set generation. ಅಂತಿರ್ತದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, we'll discuss the efficient frequent set item techniques which are used for generation of these frequent item set as well as rules in 6.2 and 6.3, and we'll continue with that in the next class. Are there any doubts with the things which are discussed till now? So we have algorithm as well for item set generation, and we have pruning, candidate generation, and we have support counting, how it is done. So an example is taken and we will just do it, and we also calculate the computational complexity in that. So all those are covered in 6.2, and we have rule generation in 6.3. Again, we have an algorithm as well there. And as an example, we'll discuss congressional voting records, and later we'll move on to 6.4. So 6.4, again an algorithm. Okay, we can just move on. It's not that vast. We'll cover because you will have this for your IA. So any doubts here? Otherwise, we can wind up at 11:45 because you have your next class. So 10 minutes early we are supposed to leave you because you have to attend your next class. I'll just download the no doubt with the assignment questions, whatever are given. Start writing the assignment and submit as soon as possible. How was the quiz? Easy? Yeah, what is that? For some question you have meta, like what was that question? You had choice as metadata, and the last one was component key, so which is not a part of